Welcome to our biology online extra class. This is Teacher Jeffrey. This illustration shows how the cell develops to become an organism by cell division. We will try to identify first the changes during the process. So, the first thing that we are going to do is to identify. This is the ovum or the egg. This is the sperm cell. Collectively, they are called gamete. This is when the ovum and the sperm cell fuse, and this is a fertilized egg, or what we call as a zygote. Then it will now divide and form into two new cells. These are the daughter cells. And then once this is there, it will continue on the process of cell division as mitosis to become structure P. Structure P is called the embryo, and this embryo will become a child or a fetus inside the uterus, child A and child B. The cells on the top are the gametes, which are your ovum, your egg cell, and your sperm cell. Once they fuse, they become the zygote or the fertilized egg, and this will divide into two new cells by mitosis, and this will continue to divide still to become an embryo inside the uterus to become the fetus, child A and child B. So in 1A, the answer is gamete and zygote. In 1B, the answer for structure P is embryo. For 1C, the question is, if the sex chromosome in the sperm is a Y chromosome and in the ovum or egg is the X chromosome, state the sex of child A and child B. Explain your answer. So the word there, if in the ovum is X chromosome and in the sperm is Y chromosome, we cross these two chromosomes. We have X and Y. So child A and child B, X and Y, both are male. Explanation. So we said that from these two, the first, in the egg cell you have X and in the sperm cell you have Y. Once they fuse during fertilization to become a zygote, it contains XY. And this now becomes the parent cell and then divide to become two daughter cells with an XY and XY chromosome in them. Then this will divide further to become structure P, which is your embryo in the uterus, to form the fetus A and fetus B. So this will be child A and child B. So they will become twins. 1D. Explain how a woman's body prevents further ova or eggs from being released until the end of her pregnancy. So during this time, if one is pregnant, then therefore there must be something or a substance that will prevent egg to be released. Because if egg will be released, there will be a constant and continual pregnancy. So we have to take note that during the time when the mature egg is released into the oviduct from the ovary, what is left is the corpus luteum. And then this corpus luteum will release a hormone that will prepare the body for pregnancy, and that is progesterone. And progesterone also maintains the thickness of the uterine lining, as well as formation of some of the needed things for the baby to be formed. When this progesterone is also released, it is inhibiting the ovulation. So it stops follicle to become mature. It also inhibits follicle stimulating hormone production, or the FSH. So this will prevent formation of egg to be mature until 14th day. Thus it inhibits the stimulation of follicles to develop into a Graafian follicle. That is the answer for 1D. We will now go to question 4. Figure 4.1 shows the relationships between several organisms living together in a South American rainforest. So this question is about food web in an ecosystem. The ecosystem is the South American rainforest. Question 4a, figure 4.2 is an incomplete food web for these organisms. Complete figure 4.2 by writing the name of an organism in each box, completing the arrow to show the flow of energy. So the boxes will be seen on the next slide. But first, we are going to make sure that we understand the flow of energy within this ecosystem. The producers are the Brazil nut tree and the orchid. Okay. The orchid will be the one providing the scent for the male bumblebee to attract female bumblebee. These bumblebee are the ones pollinating the Brazil nut tree to form the fruit. Okay? While the Brazil nut tree is the one that forms the fruit, and these fruits are collected and harvested by humans, and then the agouti will also collect for its food and stores it underground. But the agouti is a food for the jaguar. Let us now answer, and let us check on the next slide. Now here are the boxes that we are supposed to complete, and also we need to fill in the arrowhead to where the food is going. Here are our answer for figure 4.2. The lower line are orchid and Brazil nut tree. So you can see that the orchid to the bee, while the nut tree is to the bee as well as to humans as well as to agouti, while the agouti going to the jaguar. It means where the arrowhead is pointing, those are the organism that eats this organism. So this is an eat and eaten relationship in the ecosystem. Letter B, name the type of seed dispersal found in the Brazil nut tree. Give a reason for your answer. First thing we need to ask is what is being dispersed, and that what is being dispersed is seed. So as you can see, the seed of the Brazil nut tree is collected and sold by humans, and then collected and eaten and stored by the agouti. So agouti and humans are animal. So the seed dispersal for this seed of Brazil nut tree is an animal dispersal. C, suggest the possible effects on the community in the rainforest if the orchids were killed by disease. If we are going to consider the orchid and when it dies, there will be no source of scent for the bumblebee to attract the female bees. So there will be less of propagation and their population will decrease. Once the population of bumblebee decrease, there will be less organism to pollinate the Brazil nut tree in order to form a fruit. Once this occurs, the number of nuts will decrease, leading to the decrease in the collection of nuts for humans and for eating also. And then the agouti will be affected as well because this is their source of food. And then the jaguar will also be affected because agouti will be less in number. Then it will find other place for which it can find a source of food. These are the possible effects on the community in the rainforest if the orchid were killed by disease. This ends our biology online extra class. See you tomorrow, same time, and have a great day. Keep safe and healthy. Bye for now. This is Teacher Jeffrey.